Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show. How you doing today? And so I'll just say good evening. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing special about me. That's for sure. There's uh there's nothing I would say in my life that I would say is uh noteworthy except for the fact that I love God. And without God in my life there's really nothing, And so I'm working on a few things. Some things are not as easy as they look, but I'm doing my best. But I do appreciate your comment. So I was talking to my friend today. I was going for a ride, talking to my friend. And he's just an average guy, drives a not a cab, but like an Uber. What's up, Chris? How you doing, my buddy? So grateful to see you. And um, and so I was talking to my buddy on the way to well, I was supposed to go to the dentist today and finish up the last part of my smile, right? And so anyway, I get to the dentist and it's like I'm supposed to be there tomorrow. So I make mistakes on the simplest of things, and the only thing that makes anything significant in my life is God. And I'm definitely there's plenty people far better than me on YouTube to go watch. That's for sure. And so I'll say this, right? So anyway, well, let me get back to me talking about my friend. I'm on the way to the dentist, and we're talking about like truth and talking about. I was talking about flat Earth. He doesn't. He's not really into that kind of thing. And he was like, I don't need to look into it because it's not true. And so I broke down everything is, at some level, everything is a scam. Everything. I mean, even the most legit business at some point it becomes a way to take advantage of you or of a certain group of people. And marketing is like that. Just like to have lions, there's got to be a certain amount of zebras, I guess, that get killed or whatever. That's part of marketing is that you have to market to a demographic or whatever, and then somebody has to pay for you to have extra. And at some level, everything's a scam. Not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying it is what it is, right? And so he agreed to that, and I was like, and so once you have like you start thinking about the rest of the world as you get older, right? You have this world awareness where you're like, not every country in the world is like here, right? And not only that, but um, they're told like a history that like supports their people, right? Oh, our people invented this, our people discovered that we're our country's the best or whatever, right? And so you're gonna have all these like slanted views of history, and that's even for whatever's real, right? That we can even say is real. It's not just made up bullcrap that we've learned. And so, um, I try to explain to him like, dude, everything is bullcrap at some point, right? You have to like accept that at some point, right? And he listened and he was like, intent, right? And he like let me like break it down even theologically, right? Even to with God and how all that works, right? And different countries, different beliefs, different faiths, different paths, that kind of thing. And then finding out just basically what's objectively true, right? Things that you, hey, Clutch, what's up, buddy? Glad to see you, man. Glad to see you. Man, that really made me feel comfortable to see you. And so, um, I broke it down for him, right? And he's like, well, I'm not going to look at your point of view, but, I don't have to look at anything because, like, what he goes, the world you live in is a crazy made up, and I'm like, look, how could it be crazy and made up if there's like thousands of other people that see what I'm seeing, right? There's nothing special about what I see in the world, right? Like there's nothing I figured out or that is impossible. I mean, it has nothing to do with intelligence, right? Because I've been next to some like special people, like so smart that you can tell they're smart, right? I mean, you can tell they're special, right? And uh, these people are not. They can't get flat Earth. In fact, they're not only that, but they're emotionally not mature enough to handle it. And so they rage quit. I've seen really smart special. I'm doing pretty good, Clutch. Thanks for asking. It's same old, right? Trying to explain to people in the world what's true and how to make it, and then people look at you as if that's like your own opinion that you've made up or something, or that like somehow you think you're better than the rest of the world or something like that, and that's not it at all. There are many, 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 many people far better than me. That okay. So okay, let me explain it this way. Let's say I created people, right? My own little people, right? And I'm gonna be like in charge of them, right? And they're my little responsibility. I made them. I could do what I want with them, and everything was going to go based on the rules and how well they can follow the rules. Okay, so my little people are all trying to follow the rules and they can't do it and they keep messing up and they can't make it, right? And I start to feel for them, right? They just don't have the ability to do it. And so I say, okay, well, if everybody goes over to the green button, you can push the green button and that's how we're going to make it out of here. It's not going to be on the rules anymore. It's going to be based on if you push the green button. And so let's say one of my guys, right? He runs over to the green button. He's excited and he pushes it and he's like, "Yay, I'm going to make it." Right? Cuz the guy who made me said that if I push this green button, then I'll make it. And he's so innocent and he trusts me and everything, right? And so and so So this little guy that pushes the green button, right? He's so excited. He wants to share it with everybody about how to make it. So he goes over to this guy that is a very good guy. He does everything better than this little guy that pushed the green button. He's a better person. He's a better father. He's a better career person. He's smarter. He's faster. Everything about this guy is just better, right? And he says, "Well, I'm not going to push the green button. I'm I'm gonna make it because I'm better than you, right?" And the little guy says, "No, you have to push the button. You can't make it if you don't push the button." And hey, son, how you doing? I love you. And so the guy that pushes the green button, he's like, "Hey, well, this is the only way to make it, and I'm just trying to help you out by saying to push the button. And I want everyone to make it, and you have to push the green button to make it, and it doesn't matter what you do and what you've done and all this stuff, right?" And so the guy that doesn't want to push the green button is like, "Oh, well, this guy all these green button pushers, they think they're better than everybody, and that they don't have to do anything, and they're selfish and blah blah blah, and they're the worst people on earth, is these green button pushers. But all they're trying to do is spread the joy that, hey, in order to make it, all you got to do is press the green button." And it's just so ingrained in us to like hate on people that have the answer, or hate on people that have joy and want to share it, and that joy has nothing to do with that other person. I mean, who knows why people reject things, right? It's just it's just an objective truth. If you believe that Jesus died for your sins and he was raised from the dead, you will be saved. That's just objective truth, whether I believe it or not. I know there's some people that don't want to hear that, but it is what it is. And I could probably sit down with a reasonable person, right, if they really wanted to hear it and almost prove it, right? But I'd have to have somebody really want to hear it. And so all I'm trying to do is run around telling people, hey, push the button, believe, and you'll make it, right? And you get a lot of people that are gonna hate on you for that. And so you guys are gonna face that kind of grief. You guys probably already are and already have. You know, you're gonna face this type of grief, and it's gonna be sometimes overwhelming, right? And we're gonna have to be nice to people that aren't nice to us. And there's gonna be people that are gonna try to. I know it's a terrible analogy, right? But nothing I do is great, but it's the best I could do for like, just making it up off the top of my head. But we're gonna okay, this is just reality. We're gonna be hated on. I mean, this is it, right? And there's always gonna be someone trying to tear you down or tell you that what you're doing is not good enough or tell you that what you believe is not the right way or tell you to prove it, and then when you do, they say, oh, that's not enough, right? You know. Yeah, I saw that Tuscany, but I'm not real worried about it. It's just is what it is, right? It's part of reality, right? I'll pray about it later, I guess, right? And so that's what I'm saying is like there'll always be people that want to um try to put it on you as if you made up the rules or something like that, or as if you made up the way. It has nothing to do with me, right? And I never claimed to be the smartest guy in the world. I'm not even close. I mean, if I'm above average, I'm lucky. And I'm just saying that, like, when you discover the rules, right, through like research and hard work, right, you find out, um yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Just keep calm and do you, right? But here's the thing, right? So after all this research, you find out what's true, and you say, hey, look, objectively, this is what's true. This is the rules. This is how we get out. This is how we get saved. You know, we could have had a creator do whatever. It's his business what he wants to do with us. It really is. If he wants to throw us all in the lake of fire, he could do that, right? But that's not what we have ahead of us, right? It's like, the only reason that there's even a choice is because he respects our dignity enough as human beings to know that, like, we're not robots, right? Like, the love has to be real, right? I mean, he's already done everything that he could do for us, right? All that's left is for us to really just make a choice, right? And I don't know. It's sad. And oh, hey, and you're right, Clutch. I mean, that thing in Houston. I mean, it's just overt. It's overt Satanism now, right? People are not even hiding it. So that's one thing that really confuses me is like how could people keep denying, right? Like if you're denying that God's real at this point after seeing demonic sacrifices happen out in the open, they're not even really trying to hide it. I mean, if you look at all the symbolism and all the things that were there, it's an easy Google search to find out what those things mean, right? And there's all these esoteric symbols everywhere, and people are dying, and there's fire, and there's all kinds of stuff, right? It's like overt Satanism right in front of your face, right? Every day in cartoons, in movies, at concerts, every song, every movie, right? How could you watch like The Matrix, right? And you see that, okay, well, his girlfriend's name is Trinity, right? This guy is the chosen one, and at the end of the first movie, he dies and resurrects, right? And he saves the world. Well, I mean, if that's not about the Bible and God, I don't know what is, right? It's it's like an opposite, inverted, creation story, right? And yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it really is. They are just out in the open. And hey, if that's what they want to do, right? Well, I mean, would you rather them be out in the open so you could see it happening, so you can make decisions for yourself and say, hey, I see what this is. I see the bad guys right in front of me. I'd probably rather them be overt like that. You know, one thing I've known, right, is by being close to a lot of like, kind of like, you know, what I would consider to be kind of evil people, right? Not in a covert way, but just like in a way that I'm just trying to be nice to them, and they think they're using me or whatever, and but their narcissism, they just can't help themselves but to like brag in certain ways and to drop little inside jokes and all that, right? It's easy to pick up, right? Like you'd have to be a moron not to pick it up that they're playing with you, they're hitting you back and forth, right? Oh, I'm gonna put my arm around this guy and make him the guy, right? And then and treat him like a fool, right? And so it happens, right? It just absolutely happens. And you see how these people are. The way they give themselves away is at some point in the conversation, they can't help but brag about what they've done. They have to let you in on it somehow. And that's just the way it is. It's funny, but but here's the thing, right? I don't even really dislike that many people, to be honest. Like there's some people that have bothered me enough to where it's like, okay, well, um, I'm not too fond of that person probably for the rest of my life. But I've talked to some people that aren't Christian people that I think are okay, talented or whatever. And it's on them what they decide to do. As long as they're not affecting what we're doing here, right? Then there's nothing that I can do, right? I mean, even like when Peter was getting in the way of the mission when he said, Lord, I won't let them get you. And Jesus says to Peter, get behind me, Satan, right? Well, Peter's not wasn't a bad person or he was just acting contrary to what needed to be done, right? And so you can have a good person be very distracting, right? And or good is probably not the word to say, like a Christian person being very distracting and be a problem for you, and then have a non-Christian person that doesn't bother you at all, right? I mean, they're not a problem to me, right? It's whatever they want to do with their free will outranks me in my mission. Free will is God given, right? You can do what you want. That's, I mean, we're created with our own mind, our own brain to, if someone came up to me and said, hey, I believe that God is real, you don't have to prove it to me, but I'm choosing to do something else, I would respect that far more than someone just denying that it's real. I mean, if someone came up and said, you know what, I don't care about the lake of fire, and I'm just going to do what I want to do. Okay, well, what can I do? You're a grown man, grown woman, right? Do what you want to do. But if someone says, okay, well, it's not real, well, then I feel like this like urge to like it's my responsibility to prove it to you that it is real, so that you can make a choice whether or not you want it or not. It's the fear of you not having a fair choice. Hey, Darlene, how you doing? Oh, great to see you. I'm glad you stopped in. Sometimes hey, sometimes if some of you guys just even stop in, it makes me feel happy. And so I'm glad to see you. And so like, I've been talking to like a lot of people in my real life, right? I mean, you guys are my real life, really, but like, I'm saying people physically that I'm near, right? And oh, sorry, I'm going back to saying right again. Hold on, I've been working on that. And so people in my real life, I've been talking to them and um just seeing their reaction. It's more denial than anything. When I would respect it probably more if they just said, "Yeah, I mean, what you're saying makes sense, or it's interesting. I'll look into it." But I don't want to accept that. Okay, well, I respect that more. I do. Because then it's not just like, okay, well, I'll take the opposition of what you're saying and not look into it at all. That's insulting to me, you know? Like I probably forgot more about dinosaurs than anybody will ever know. Yet I'll have people that say, "Oh, I already know that dinosaurs exist, and I don't have to look into it, and you're a dummy." And now, so that's insulting, right? I mean, I don't know if they're meaning to do it. I always kind of judge it by like, is that person even capable of, you know, doing what I need them to do, you know, maturity wise. And if they're not, I don't hold them accountable for it. It's like, obviously, this person can't engage with me anyway, so I just have to like rise above it and hope that they grow, especially if they don't want my help. And I don't blame them if they don't want my help, you know, if if they want to go somewhere else or whatever, right? But if I can help somebody and I feel I can, I feel obligated to do that, you know. And you're right, Clutch. I mean, just it's just right in our faces. Well, anyway, let me read the scripture. I'm sorry, you put a scripture here, and I want to read it. Let me see. Okay, thank you for putting that there, Ross. John 15:16. You did not choose me, but I chose you, and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should remain. That whatever you ask the Father in my name, He may give you. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, right? Um, he created the beginning from the end. You know, we're his idea. He already knew what we were going to do. Um, in that sense, you know, we're chosen, right? Before the foundations of the earth was the end for God, right? The beginning was the end, and so God knew everything before we were born. And so, whatever we ask with faith, right? The stronger the faith, then and the more we know we're going to get what we're asking for, then we'll probably get it, as long as it's in line with what God wants for us, right? And I don't think it's a situation where it's like God knows what we're going to do, so it's all set anyway, and we're just robots. I don't believe that that's what it is. I just think that God knows what card we're going to pick, and we get to choose the card. And it doesn't mean that he's in control of our decision. It's just that you can't add any information to God. Like, there's nothing you could say that will surprise God, you know? And so, in that sense, I mean, the only real proof text you can say really against that would be, when God repented, making human beings altogether, right? In Genesis. And he had a change of heart, about because of how evil things got. And so, maybe it was just seeing that, experiencing that, I don't know, you know, I don't know. Oh yeah, hey, Chris is gonna be on tomorrow. Chris is gonna be on tomorrow. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know he was gonna be on tomorrow morning? I would have had him on tonight if I knew he was gonna be here tonight. Oh, he's got to get it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because in the evenings he's got a kid, a small kid. And so, yeah, no, he's gonna be on. I didn't see the message in time to have him on today because I didn't get around. Like, I go and like when I get messages, I go around in like a pattern, and then I come back to people when I finish. Right? It takes me a while sometimes to get back, but yeah, I'm definitely having him on tomorrow. Um, but I mean, it kind of worked out good because Tom showed up this morning, and that ended up working out. I've been working really hard on not saying right and so try to bear with me, but I'm trying to be conscious of that. So I hope that that's working out. I don't know, but putting the effort in, and so very soon, computer is in the works. Then I will be able to maneuver a little bit better, and so that'll be great. And everything is great. I mean, we all have our challenges, right? Everybody has an uphill climb. Hey, Shannon, how you doing? Good to see you. Sorry, I didn't mean to not say hi. And Vader, glad to see you. Yes, yes, yes. Very happy to see you guys. Makes me excited. I feel happy. But so yeah, everyone has an uphill climb, right? It's not like we don't have challenges or whatever. I have challenges, but I'm in the best possible mood that I could probably be in, you know? And I don't know if I could get happier. And that's really all I want for other people. That I really do, is I want people to be able to, be able to be happy on their own without being dependent on what the group thinks about you or what, your workmates or whatever fellow employees or whatever that you work with, coworkers, how they feel about you or whatever, right? I want people to be able to be happy knowing that what we have planned for us after this wacky world is amazing and promised, and it's gonna happen. And I've got nothing but more and more confirmation, you know, about God's promises coming true. Everything God has promised me, as far as protecting me and keeping me safe from like any kind of attacks or whatever, has come true. Every weapon that's been formed against me has it made us better. It's made everything better. And yeah, it's a good mood here tonight, right? And the last three or four shows have been really good, I think. And I normally don't like. Yeah, it's hard for me to say something positive about myself like that, but like I really feel, well, it's really more you guys than anything, because the whole vibe has changed, and um, I just think people are getting stronger. And what's good is like the people that aren't here, I've been talking to, right? I've been in contact with them on a regular basis, so it's the old guard is still there, and still strong. And but a lot of people have things to do. People are getting busy. Some people need a break from this place. I know there. I have a couple people that say, "Hey, look, I'm gonna take a break for a while. I'm gonna ghost out for a minute because it's getting too tough." And sometimes you need to walk away from this. And I've told people like many times that doing this show is easy, right? If you're doing it 1 or 2 or 10 or 20 days, right? But it's not the amount of work in a day, it's the how many days in a row that makes it hard. um and I've been late for shows or whatever, but I always do 2 shows every day. Like, I don't miss that. And that's the hardest part of it, is staying in it so long. But yeah, thank you for that, for saying that, Shulamite, because that was my feeling exactly, is that things were getting so strong and the vibe was getting good. The afternoon shows are better. Well, the afternoon shows are different because it's a more chill crowd. It's less people. Um, plus there's a there's a premiere of me going on at the same time. Uh, I don't know, some kind of video about me. My picture was on the thumbnail, so I don't know. It's probably something horrible, and so people are going to check that out, and I don't mind that. They're missing a good one, so whatever. And I get a good vibe, and I feel charged up by you guys. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's okay. I mean, whatever. It is what it is, right? To who? I don't understand what you mean, Faith. Oh, over at Uncool's live show. Oh, wow! I didn't know she had a live show at the same time. I wish she would have told me that. Then like we could have like I would have moved my show, or something. So that we could all go over there or something like that. That would be great to support her too. Oh, see, especially if she's got a great show. That's two of you guys saying that. Well, then what time is her show? Maybe I could because she comes here, and I definitely would like to flip flop, or whatever. So whatever she wants to do, I'll move my show. Some people want it later anyway. The only people that wanted it earlier were my UK people, but I think Sheila's working and AJM sometimes can't make it even still with it being this early. So for it to go back to 7 wouldn't, because the vote was 50-50. So I could have went either way. I can make okay. So from now on, guys. Oh, it's pre-recorded and then live. Okay. So it's like a premiere. Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. I'll talk to her about it if I see her in the morning. But yeah, like I think that would be great, because that's what I kind of wanted to do anyway, right? Because like I wanted there to be like more people in the web ring, with all of us kind of subbing to each other, where there are people that can teach and are people that can do deeper studies, are people that can do different types of shows, right? And that would be great. Yeah, people that are nice. I mean, it's we're running out of people that are nice. Like what's going on with that? Ever since I was a little kid, right? Like when somebody ever did me wrong, right? I never wanted them to be punished or anything, or I never had that spirit in me. I just wanted people to be nice to me. And I still do, even as a grown man. That's all I ever wanted was for people to just be nice. Hey AJ Blunt, how are you doing? Man, I'm really starting to appreciate our interaction now. I'm glad that we were able to connect, because I hope you know that if I don't get back to you, it's only because I'm trying to talk to I talk to a lot of people. So, but yeah, I really appreciate our interaction. I get a lot of good out of it. I still owe Alex to watch one more video, but it's an hour long, and I normally watch things right away when I get them because it bothers me when I send somebody a video and they don't watch it. So I try to make sure I watch stuff, but I'm behind on that, so I owe him that. But usually if they're short, I'll watch it right away. And so I promised my mom to call her tonight, and so I think that'll work out good too. It's been a while since I've been able to call my own mother, and which is kind of weird because we like she used to like call me every day. And what's crazy is like during okay, well, she ended up getting the shot, right? And as heartbreaking as that is, she is different. It's like less. I don't know. She needs less attention, I guess. I don't know, but that could also be a lot of different things, right? But it was a pretty drastic change from wanting to talk all the time to every and now it's probably weekly, which is kind of rare. It it makes me want to ask her some questions about that. But I've always been close to my mom, especially since dad died. I mean, she's remarried and everything, and her and my dad were divorced before he died, but it is what it is, right? And so I'm just really grateful. I'm really grateful for you guys, and I wish we probably would have done more, on the gratitude list this morning. And but I get it. If people don't want to do it, I don't want to force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. But it always gives me in a good mood to think about what God's done for us and what we have ahead of us and all the hope we have. And at least we have each other. At least we're in a country where we can worship, right? And we could give our thanks to God and study with without being physically endangered, right? And yeah, and so I really wanted to get on that, like especially in the mornings, right? To especially in the mornings to get us thinking in that direction. Because I noticed that before I started doing it, I started doing it like 5 years ago or so, 4 or 5 years ago. But it gets you thinking instead of, oh, this is what I have to do today. Okay, I got to pick up the kid at this time. Okay, I got to do this, right? I mean, it might not be good or bad things, but you're just thinking of things you got to do, things that will require energy, right? And so if you're thinking about things you're grateful for, it gets you thinking in just a different pattern. And believe it or not, we're in, we're in patterns. We think in the same ways every day, and if we change our routines and our patterns, we're almost like we could become different people. And let me read what you said. It definitely makes your day start better. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And truly grateful for the people met through YouTube. Well, yes, absolutely, right? Because sometimes I used to think, well, am I the only one, or am I the only one that thinks this way, or that questions these things, or why does everybody just go with the flow when it seems like we don't have to? And yeah, like a lot of things didn't make sense to me as like a kid. I was like, wait, there's 30 of us and one of them. Like, why are we doing this? But you could never get anybody else on board with you. That was the whole problem. Like, how come everybody doesn't agree to just chill? But you can't. Like, you can't get enough people to agree to go against anything. And there's just going to be a certain amount of people that feel more comfortable in the herd, right, than free thinking on their own, because it's safer to be in the majority, I guess. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Faith is amazing. Yeah, she really did bring a lot of people here. Yeah, and I'm grateful for that. I don't think there's accidents in the world. I don't think there's mistakes, and I think especially like a group like this, like we're normally people that don't end up in people's lives by accident. It's usually for some reason, right? Either for them or for us, right? And yeah, yeah, you guys are funny. But yeah, no, no, there's no coincidence. Everything is purposefully made. Everything is um, made to such a detail that we know that God has our back. We know that we're right where we're supposed to be. That it's never too late to start. You know, like the way my life is right now, I have such a long way to go to be the type of person I want to be, and it's never too late. Every day you can start. So who's that? Sean Walden? Is that a teacher, a pastor, or something? Because I would like to watch um some of the people you guys watch, and yeah, I have a long way to go too, Vader. But a long way from where I used to be. Yes, I'm glad you said that because it's important to remember that too. that I'm I'm happier to be who I am right now, but but I know still have a long way to go to, I don't know. The harder I try to be good, the more I know what a wretch I am, you know? Yeah. I just hope that, there's still some sheep out there that are probably like us or that maybe they haven't found God yet. And they're open to, believe, right? Because, they're seeing all the different things in truth that are falling apart, right? Like different things in the world that are falling apart. And so the truth community, um, gets you to start thinking like if you were an atheist before, you would be thinking about God after some of these things. Oh yeah, please do. Please do. I normally I'm not a music guy and I don't listen to music often, but I did enjoy that what you sent me. So that was great, AJ. Thank you. Yeah, I did like that. I did like that one you sent me. It was good. And so yeah, truth sickness, yeah. Yeah, but see, there's people out there, they're probably atheists. They come to this they come to this realization that God is real and all the only, if they get connected to somebody that is one of these spiritual occultists where there's a lot of real things they could connect to that feel real and feel good, but it's not the truth. It's not the way to salvation. It's not Jesus, right? And so it could be very deceiving. And what once they got him, it's very hard, right? That's one thing I've learned. It's very hard to get a spiritual occultist to want to change, right? It's very hard. And I was talking to someone today. I think I was talking to Joel today. That a lot of them say that it's like addicting, like almost like drugs. Like physically addicting to be one of these spiritual occultists that plays with demons and stuff. It's like almost addicting to them. It's crazy, isn't it? And so I think I'm gonna round out, guys. I love you guys. Joel was good. He's working now, and he's doing good. I think this was good for him, and so to be honest, I'm proud of him. Yeah, there ain't no atheist in a foxhole. That's when I first started to really start accepting God. Is when I got into the military. That's the first time I thought about like dying ever. Like I never really thought about my mortality until I joined the military, but I didn't even deploy anywhere. It was just like, it's possible I could die. Yes, prayers. Yes, prayers for Kyle. Well, prayers for everybody, right? Chris, I agree with you. Um, I'll say anybody in this world is, when I see bad, I want it to become good. I don't want to cut it off and punish it. I just want it to be good again. And, I want for everybody else what I want for myself. I hope everybody gets everything. So, anyway, God bless you guys. And praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. Oh, let me scroll up. Okay. What you like to tell atheists Ain't no atheist in a foxhole. That's true. That's true. All right, guys. Praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. All glory to God. All glory. He's the reason that we have hope. And, I love you guys. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pray for the children. Oh, further up. Oh, okay. Hold on before. Do. All right, I'm getting there. Atheists crack me up. They cannot debate you one on one. Yeah, they don't like to. I used to be in the mood to do all that stuff, debating and stuff, but I'll leave that to you. All right, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.